Hi. So my city is Charlotte, North Carolina, and the 10 facts about my city are it is the largest US metropolitan area without a zoo, so it's the largest city basically that doesn't have any type of zoo in it. I think the nearest zoo is like 50 miles away. Um the easiest mode of transportation within the city for most of the people living there is the light rail called the Lynx Blue Line. It has the top ranked children's museum in the country. It's called Imaginon. It is named the Queen City. Its population is 842,051 people just within the city limits, like the smaller area. But in the larger urban area, it increases to a population of 1.2 million people. It is also known for having the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and about 75% of all NASCAR teams are based in Charlotte. So that's a huge mode of income there. And then it's home to this center called the Epicenter, which is basically a nightlife and social hub with bowling, shopping, restaurants, and live music. So they have a huge open air kind of vibe going in Charlotte. And it is the second largest banking center in the country. It's home to the Bank of America headquarters. And its demographics are 45% non Hispanic white, 35% black, 13% Hispanic or Latino, 5% Asian American, and the remaining 3% are a conglomeration of Native Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other races. And about 52% of the population is religiously affiliated. And the tallest building in Charlotte is the Bank of America building, and it's home to pictures and paintings that are based off of a lot of different conspiracy theories. And one really cool fact is that a man named Billy Graham was born and raised in South Charlotte. And Billy Graham, he was a really big televangelist and just evangelist, and he was really useful in different Protestant efforts. And it's so weird because I didn't even realize he grew up there, but he was kind of my dad's mentor for a little bit. And it's really cool because I didn't know he was from Charlotte. So yeah, working in the city. So the cost of living, when we talk about cost of living in the States, it's like on 100 scale. So if it's below 100, then that means it's cheaper than the average US cost of living. And if it's above 100, it means it's more expensive. So in Charlotte, the cost of living is at a 97.2, which means it's cheaper than the average US cost of living. For a one-bedroom apartment in the greater Charlotte area, the rent is between $715 and $790 in comparison to about $825 to $850 in the rest of the country. Jobs have increased by 3.5% just in the Charlotte area in the past year. The average salary in Charlotte just for any jobs is about $53,000, which is pretty good. And there's also a future job growth percentage of 49.4 or 42.49%, whereas in the US it's about 38%. So there's a lot more job mobility and wealth mobility in Charlotte than in the US on a whole. The average salary for someone in the arts and entertainment industry is $36,668. And then like the cost of a dozen eggs is about $2.78. A basic lunch in the business district, which is more expensive, is about $12. Utilities for one person in 1 month ranges between $100 and $110. For 8 megabytes of internet for 1 month, it is $51. It is about $2.72 per gallon of gas. And like a monthly ticket for the light rail would be about $88 if you're going in and out a lot. And then one box of tampons is $5.76, which I know that's cheaper there than like in Houston, where I'm from. And then 1 month gym membership is about $35. So it's a pretty affordable city. It's just making sure like you aren't using your money frivolously, pretty much. And so there are multiple government like arts commissions going on. The arts are publicly funded in Charlotte. And the top industries within Charlotte in terms of just business opportunities are banking, aerospace and defense, like automotive, so cars and whatnot, food processing, and food manufacturing. So it's a very much business and engineering and more linear kind of job market in Charlotte, but there is like a growing dance population there. And so as much as there are companies there, there's not as many people that are in Charlotte that are doing what I want to be doing. But I know there is a market for that. And basically wherever you go, you can create the job for yourself if you're trying hard enough. But there are a few dance companies that did stick out to me in Charlotte that I would be interested in. There is Baron Dance Company. It's a contemporary and modern based company. And they do a lot of postmodern work, and it's really cool what they're doing. It's really different and it's eclectic. And then there's Theater of Movement, which is run by Dwayne Cyrus. It's right outside of Charlotte, so it's like on the suburbs. And it is very expressive and very intricate and really, really grounded with their movement. So they're really amazing. There's KT Collective, a dance company, which is more up and coming, and it's an interesting interpretation of postmodern movement. And then there's Chalet Dance Works and Stuart Owen Dance. And those two are also right on the outskirts of Charlotte, and they're all contemporary companies, and they're doing amazing things in the industry right now. And yeah, so I looked, and there's really not that much commercial dance in Charlotte other than if you were to dance for a football or a basketball team. And so that I think is one area in which they could stand to improve in the arts, because they have so many other types of arts going on in Charlotte. It just seems like dance is a little bit lacking. But overall, it seems like a really cool city, and I learned a lot.